Good morning, everybody. It's February 8th, 9:15 in the morning. Oh, I forgot to close these windows or didn't think about it. Turns out it was sprinkling, misting when I left yesterday, and on the way home it was few times full out raining. So I was a little bit concerned about the house, but seems like it's okie dokie. So we're going to go ahead and continue today. I think instead of continuing to do the middle pieces all the way around, I'm just going to finish out the bedroom first. And that way I'll have this room done, and then we can go and do all this stuff. I don't want to get, when it starts coming to this middle stuff, it gets a little bit, I don't want to get ahead of myself. I want to complete it, make sure it's done. It's a little bit different than just doing the inside pieces everywhere. It's a little bit overcast today, cooler than usual, more than it's been, I mean. But yeah, I'm glad it didn't turn out to be a downpour or anything. There's not even any water on the, so this stuff didn't get messed up. There's no water on the tarp, and then I covered that and I don't see any water on that either. So we avoided that. We do have rain coming up in a few days, but that looks solid enough. I'll bring stuff in. Hopefully I can get this wood trim done though quickly. All right, let's get to work. All right, guys, almost 5 o'clock, and I am wrapping it up. I didn't record me doing these things. It would actually be quite torturous for you to watch because it's quite torturous to do them. Because nothing's an exact measurement, everything's a little off. I literally am cutting it like 20 times. I undercut every time and just keep fiddling with it and getting it where it needs to go slowly and just cut a little bit off, And for the most part, it turns out all right. And then I put this trim piece that we had talked about. So now you don't see anything there. I think it looks pretty good. I think I already showed you I finished all this. I don't know if I did or not. And then I brought all the wood in from the trailer. This is mostly wood for the floor. So going right along, this is all my 1x6s. This is pretty much everything I'll be using the next time I'm out here, which could be tomorrow. That's what goes around everything. Got some really long ones there to do these 3-bangers. Yeah, it's been a day and I didn't really film anything. And like I said, it'd be torturous. There's definitely no science to it. I'm definitely DIYing it. Beginner stuff. I don't know what I'm doing with that, so I just slowly do it. But maybe I'll record a little bit tomorrow when I'm doing the sides. It's still, when you're doing these, it's just way harder. It's way harder than the inside. It's fiddling with it, and then you find out how off everything is when you're taking really long pieces and trying to make them touch and seam together, you know. Beautiful day. It's been getting actually quite warm, even though it's been raining almost every day. Now in a few days we got rain. All right, guys, I will see you the next time I'm out here. Morning, everybody. It's February 9 at 10 o'clock in the morning. I've been to the Orange Box store already this morning, had some things to pick up, and we're getting back to framing these out. I hope it goes well. I don't know. I'm ready to be done with it. I was just thinking about it too. It's February 9. I think February 15, 16, something like that. All of our appliances are supposed to come in, and the goal was to have the floor down and everything ready for the appliances to be plugged in, but I don't think that's going to happen. We will see, but I don't think so. All right, let's get to work. It's a beautiful day. It's going to be a bit warm, I think, but it is what it is. At least it's not freezing, and at least it's not wet. All right, I'm going to be a little vulnerable here, so don't be harsh. But I'm almost done with the vertical slat, so I thought I better show something. So what I did this time around is I usually did everything that was vertical first, and then I'd do the tops. But what I've learned is And especially this is kind of the focal point. This is where everybody will come, living room, and everybody will see. So this is where it's got to be its best. And by the time I got here and did all the other windows, I kind of figured out, especially these are really long too. So I took my long pieces and flipped them around until they seemed to fit the best. And then put one nail in. And I also put this one in, but it fell. One nail. But that way I knew which way to turn it, which one's facing forward, and all that stuff. And now I've done that with this one. And then what I do is I measure from here to down here. So it's an exact measurement, and I don't have to bend the board much. And what I do is I just keep cutting this little by little until it fits just the way I want it. I'm not doing much of any measuring, just little cuts here, like probably 5, 6, 7, 8 times. So now I've got it cut in far enough this way, but it still needs to go a little bit down. So we'll cut that accordingly. That is exactly where I need it. However, I still feel like I need to do a little tiny trim. I don't like how it's fitting in the square here. Little tiny of a gap. Actually, I'm gonna leave it. Yep, I'm gonna leave it because I think I may end up pushing this one up. I don't know if you can see that, but. So I'm feeling down the seam, make sure it's all overlapping about the same. Using my 1 1/4 inch finish nails. I started doing something and I went backtracked and did it to all of them. Where I'm nailing these ones to the ones that are in the inside, I started off not doing that. But what I noticed is it pulls it tighter in some cases. And it's just making the whole thing be one thing. So it's helping to pull things together. And I try to do it about the same location all of them. I squared off that one and I squared off the bottom one. This is the thing I'm debating right now on what I do. I can't put anything right here right now because Valentina's coming today after work, maybe, and gonna paint this. With my trim up against here, she's gonna get some on it. So I can't put them up there, but I'm debating on whether going ahead and pulling them off and cutting them so they'll be ready to go up. I think I'm definitely gonna go ahead and cut the one that goes that's on the bottom because it fell off. So this is the thing, I'm just using 1 1/4 inch nail to hold it. The window, above the windows have the 2x6 size going across, so there's something to go in up there. Just barely, but it's making it in there. This one is just drywall down here, so it fell off. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut that one so it'll be ready. All right, to be honest with you, I struggled to find enough wood at Home Depot that was in good condition. And then sometimes I probably miss some stuff. I only have enough wood to do the project I'm doing. And this one happens to have some cracks in it. I don't think it's actually going to be a problem, but I'm going to go ahead and put some wood glue in it. I was going to do wood filler, but I think glue will do better to keep it together long term. I've not done this before, so I don't know if it's a right thing to do or not. I read this and it says you clean it up with water and then you can let it sit and dry, then sand it, and then you can stain it. So I'm hoping that that will be the case. I actually like the way that's turning out. You can't even tell there's glue in it. Yeah, I really like that actually. And then after it dries, we'll sand it. I think we're going to have to sand. I told Valentina that I think we'll have to sand everything before we stain it or whatever we're going to do. There's just too many little flaws here and there, and sometimes one side has a sticker on it and that ends up being the better side, and I don't know. Anyway, this is, let's see, where did I glue this? I don't know if you can see it. You can see it, I'm sure, but not bad. Should hold it together, and then, like I said, sand it later. I have to be at one end or the other to install this because I have to make sure it's flush on one end. I'm not real, I'm actually really happy in one way, and then I'm not real happy in another. It's not quite pulling together the way I want it on the back side, but on the front side, what you can see is looking great. Oh, there we go. Pulling together a little better. Yeah, that's better. I like the way that came out. All right, next step is the bottom one. And basically I'll show you what I've been doing for the top and the bottom. Is I take a piece, put it up underneath, and I see what does it look like. That's actually really good. Yep, I'm gonna just go with that. I think I'll flip it over and see if it will even look better this way. Whoa. That's really good too. When I go over here, you won't see me, but what I'm going to do is turn the whole thing around, swap ends. Most part it looks good almost every way. That's the least best. I think it's going to be flipped around the way I first had it, the very first try. Now that I've established what side's facing forward and what end going to what end, I need to know how long they are. 129 3/4. And you have to measure top and bottom because they come out different, at least for me. Next, I'm looking at the board, see what end I want to cut off. Yep, I think that was in a minute. Another thing that I've discovered along the way is I was cutting a lot of little pieces to try and make things fit and bring things down, and then I discovered here at the end, like always, a little bit of sanding with a sander can help actually. So I'm going to do a little bit of sanding where I think it can help. Sometimes, though, I end up overdoing it. I compensate in one spot and then don't realize that another spot it ends up hurting it. But I'm just doing my best. For the most part, these pieces are lower than this, and if I can't bring this down, this has to go up. I fudged around with this enough sanding. I don't know that I can get it much better. I probably could if I want to spend a ton of time, but which that's okay, but I'm not convinced. I've switched over to my 1.5s. I forgot that I actually went to Home Depot to buy a stud finder as well today. I don't remember exactly where the studs are anymore. That way I make sure that my nails are going through and hitting studs. I'm going to do a quick verification that this is correct. Yep, 16. Perfect. I could go down and do 16 on everything now, but I do know that it randomly, sometimes we'll have other studs there, you know. I can try to aim for these studs. Wow, I can feel the difference. All the other ones that I've done up to this point, I didn't have a stud finder. That's unfortunate. That's funny how long it takes me to figure some things out. Funny and not funny. This needs to be lifted in the middle a little bit. Good enough. That was a boo-boo right there. I should not have done that. Well, I did it in the other places that worked, but I got a little too close to the edge. Alright, I like the way that turned out. Not perfect, but better than some of my other ones. As I go around with those 1.25s all the way around and hit into the frame itself, now I have to go back all over it with the 1.5s hit along the outside edges. hello.
Hello, how are you?
I came here after working all day at Sam's Club. That's dedication. She painted
This
this.
is love, not dedication. Sam's Club is dedication. This is love.
So she painted this a different color. We'll see what it looks like in the morning. So I didn't finish this because we're gonna let it dry and I'm tired. Finished this. Finished around the door. Boom. Everything's done.
So beautiful.
We're gonna pack it up and leave, and we'll be back tomorrow. See you guys the next time we're out here.
Bye.
Bye.